Ben ritrovati giovedì mattina su Florida New York Stock Exchange, in questo momento indici che stanno combattendo appunto per trovare una direzione, prima una partenza piuttosto debole, poi un recupero, poi un ritorno in territorio negativo, probabilmente sarà così tutta la giornata. Ne parliamo comunque con la mia ospite qui su Flor, come ogni giovedì, come vedete, Doreen Mogavero, che è fondatrice, presidente e amministratore delegato del floor broker Mogavero Lee Co. Doreen, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
So Doreen, last week we had a very bad week. A lot of people were speculating this is the beginning of the the kind of a correction that we need, so people can get in, and by the end of the year we can see a little bit of comeback of volumes and indexes go up again. It's not happening this week. A market still showing a lot of resilience.
Well, I mean, right now as we talk, we're only up 2 points. I'm not sure how resilient that is, but and you know, I've been very, very, very bearish. I don't know. Certainly, something seems to have changed in the tone of the market. I still don't see a lot of retail investors in the market. I still don't see any real institutional money coming in huge amounts. Most people are still playing ETFs, which are short-term strategies. I don't see a lot of conviction behind these moves in terms of people being willing to stay with it for a long period of time. However, I do see people dipping their toes in to see what's going to happen if they do. All of that being said, I think we're really not going to see any significant change until we get these elections over with in the U.S. because they are very contentious, they are very polarized, and they are very close. So all of those things in mind, we really have to see what direction we're going in. You know, I think if you're a Republican and you'd like to say that this rally that we saw yesterday and the things that we see after the debate, all because, you know, it's a Romney win, or when we do well after some statement by the president, they say, oh, it's because Obama's going to win. So, I mean, I don't know that any of that's really true. I think people are really looking for direction.
And basically, you're saying that this market is not really showing anyway who this market is rooting for, at least, you know, in the presidential election. Can you see any reaction on every sort that it will make you think that now Wall Street is discounting an Obama presidency or a Romney presidency?
Well, I think business has come out very strongly on the side of Mr. Romney in the last couple of weeks between Jack Welch and, you know, I think there's been a lot of controversy and a lot of talk about the numbers that we're getting out of the government, whether they're right, whether they're wrong, whether they're twisted, whether they're whatever. So I think clearly the market has a lot of work to do to get this right. To me, I think most people are still sitting back and waiting. Economic numbers are still not fabulous. Earnings have been, however, they've been much better than we thought they were going to be. Guidance, however, is not. So I think there's still a lot of confusion out there. For those baby boomers that are worried about protecting the principal of their money, I think they're still waiting to see what they're going to do with it. I think there have been moves, a lot of moves into hard assets. I think houses are one of them. I think a lot of people are buying houses on speculation. I don't think a lot of these houses and the numbers that we're seeing are because families are actually buying them to live in. I think a lot of them are investors that would rather own a house than a stock. You know.
So they are not, basically, a lot of people are saying that they are not consumers. I mean, the Americans are too worried now to invest in a house. So most of them are just, you know, people buying houses for investments.
Yes, and I think that's a lot of what we're seeing in the improvement of the numbers. So the numbers are improving, but, you know, again, we always have to look at the underlying reasons why these numbers are improving. So I think from that point of view, there still remains an awful lot of confusion. I won't say that I'm quite as bearish as I have been. I'm still not convinced that, you know, we're out of the woods. I still think there are a lot of things that have to happen before we can. I mean, before I'd really feel comfortable saying, you know, I'm back full force. But.
And I know that you are not really a huge Washington fan, talking about especially the Congress. Now, you know, of course, the elections are very important, but the fiscal cliff, it's something that is really worrying the entire world, not just the United States. I mean, Pinko even says that we might have another downgrade here in the United States if we don't sort that problem out. Do you think the Congress can, by the end of the year, I mean, lame duck session or before, can find a way to reassure the entire world that the United States is working to avoid the fiscal cliff?
Well, there's always a way. They can find a way. The question is, will they? That's another issue altogether. I mean, if President Obama is not elected, He's going to be, I believe, the first president that has ever gone his entire term without ever signing a budget of any kind. I think that's right. I heard that the other day, and I mean, I can't find anything to disprove it, so I'm going to go with it. But this has been a very bad time in Washington for getting stuff done, other than at a deadline. And I'm not so sure that the Congress will do it, but obviously they can. And I think if they get pushed hard enough, they probably will come up with something. But again, why do you have to push them? That's their job. Why aren't they doing it? We shouldn't be in this position, I don't believe.
So do you think that by the end of the year, it's possible that the market will try to stay steady, or you think that the fiscal cliff, especially by the very end of the year, might really have a huge impact on the market?
Well, I think it could have a very huge impact on the market because they can say what they want, but the stimulus for the great bull market of the Bush era was the tax cuts. So if that's going to go out, and if small businesses are going to further see tax increases and things eliminated that are benefiting them now, I think you're going to see a big problem in the economy. So I think its potential to be an enormous problem is most certainly there on many different levels. So they better get their act together, I don't count on it. See, Washington to me is way too convoluted. There's too much stuff going on that I don't know about and that I don't understand. So if I'm going to place a bet, it's not going to be on them.
Do you expect a cleanup in the Congress this year?
Well, look, everybody's tried to clean up every other place. I think it's time we have to go there. And I think it's time really for politicians in general. I mean, I wouldn't say one side or the other. I think in general to understand that, they work for the American people. And we should not be in this kind of a position. We should have the assurance that our government's going to do the right thing at all times. We should be wondering if they're going to find a way. That's their job. They have to find a way. So anyway, don't let me go on about that.
Thank you very much, Doreen, for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
E grazie a voi per l'attenzione. A domani.